So it is 2 o'clock and we like to start on time. I'm Marie Lee. I am the current leader of the Greenspring Computer Club. And I want to thank you for coming out today to be part of a tech learning program. We're pleased you're here, and we hope you've come with a question or two for our speaker. This is Bob G. He's coming to us from New Mexico by way of Zoom through an APCUG Speakers Bureau. Your computer club is a member of APCUG, which is a tech users group. We hope to bring you more of their great programs in the coming months. We invited Bob to present today because October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Did you know that? Actually, almost every day of the year is Cybersecurity Awareness Day. Bob is going to help us learn how to protect our privacy and to be secure when we are online, no matter what device we're using. I'm going to turn it over to Bob now, and he's going to tell us more about himself. Again, I want to thank you for joining us. We will take questions at the end of the program, so just hang around, and we do have some people who will bring a microphone to you. Thank you, Bob, for being here with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invitation. You noticed on the screen, you see my YouTube channel. We're recording this presentation, and it will be available on my YouTube channel. So if you want to look at it for a second time or a third time, you can do that just by going to that YouTube channel. So let me start the presentation without any further ado. Hold on a second. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and here is its importance and why it needs to be important every month. Let me start off with a quick story. A friend of mine, one of those people who think they're too smart to get hacked, recently bragged about having the ultimate password. 1234 password. Yup, real cutting-edge stuff. He even went so far as to say, no hacker's gonna crack that. It's too obvious. A week later, he's calling me frantically saying, I think I've been hacked. So I asked him, did you change your password? And he said, no, but I added a capital letter to it. So folks, if your idea of cybersecurity is changing from lowercase password to password with an uppercase P, we have a lot to talk about today. For this presentation, we'll be exploring 3 videos that depict the importance of Cybersecurity Awareness Month in every month. The first one will be October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, which is a general overlook of cybersecurity and the importance of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. The second video focuses on cloud security, all the stuff that we store online. And the third one has to do with the Internet of Things, all those devices that make our life a lot easier. So let's get started. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. It's an annual reminder to stay safe in the digital jungle. Greetings, cyber explorers. Welcome to October, the spookiest month of the year, and not just because of Halloween. It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, a time to remind ourselves that the internet, while amazing, can sometimes be like wandering through a digital jungle. There are dangers lurking around every virtual corner, but fear not. With a bit of knowledge and the right tools, we can swing through this jungle like pros. Let's dive into the cyber underbrush and uncover how to stay safe and sound online. The dangers to watch out for. Before we arm ourselves with cyber machetes and anti-malware shields, let's identify the creatures of the cyber underworld. Phishing attacks. These crafty crooks send emails or messages that look legit but are designed to steal your information. They might masquerade as your bank, a favorite store, or even your grandma, though grandma's spelling is usually better. Phishing can come in the form of emails, text messages, or even phone calls, and often involve urgent or threatening language to trick you into providing personal information. Malware, malicious software that includes viruses, worms, and Trojans. It's like inviting a termite colony into your wooden cabin. Yikes! Malware can damage your files, steal your data, or even allow attackers to take control of your device. Common signs of malware include slow performance, frequent crashes, and unexpected pop-ups. Ransomware. Imagine a cyber pirate hijacking your ship and demanding treasure for its return. Pay up or walk the digital plank. Ransomware encrypts your files, making them inaccessible until you pay a ransom to the attackers. Even then, there's no guarantee they'll restore your data. Spyware. This sneaky software spies on your activities, gathering intel without your consent. Think of it as a nosy neighbor peeking through your blinds. Spyware can track your keystrokes, capture your passwords, and monitor your online behavior, often leading to identity theft or financial fraud. Adware. It bombards you with ads, slowing down your device. Picture a pop-up book where the pop-ups just never stop. While adware is generally less harmful than other types of malware, it can be incredibly annoying and may also track your browsing habits. DDoS attacks. Distributed denial of service attacks. Overwhelm servers, making websites unavailable. It's like a virtual flash mob that crashes the party. These attacks flood a website with traffic, rendering it unusable for legitimate users and often causing significant financial and reputational damage. Tools to protect yourself. Now that we know what's out there, let's gear up with the best cyber protection tools. Antivirus software. Norton, Avast, AVG, and Bitdefender are the cyber equivalent of a sturdy shield and sword. They can detect and eliminate various threats. Make your choice, but remember, only choose one. More is not better in this case. Antivirus software scans your computer for known malware, removes it, and protects you from future infections. Make sure to keep it updated regularly. If auto update is available, leave that turned on. Firewalls. Think of these as your digital moat, keeping unwanted intruders out. Windows, Mac OS, and most operating systems have built-in firewalls. Make sure they're enabled. Firewalls monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic, blocking suspicious activity and unauthorized access. VPNs, virtual private networks. Tools like NordVPN, Avast SecureLine VPN, and ExpressVPN create a secure tunnel for your data, perfect for those who value privacy, like secret agents or anyone using public Wi-Fi. VPNs encrypt your internet connection, making it difficult for hackers to intercept your data and providing anonymity online. Password managers. Tools like Bitwarden, Dashlane, and 1Password help you create and store complex passwords because password 123 just doesn't cut it anymore. Password managers generate strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts and store them securely, so you only need to remember one master password. Passkeys. Passkeys, a new form of passwordless authentication. They work by creating a unique pair of cryptographic keys, a public key that's stored on the website or app, and a private key that stays on your device. When you want to log in, your device confirms your identity, often using biometric like Face ID or Touch ID, and the two keys work together to grant you access without needing to type in a password. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification. It's like a second lock on your door. Burglars be gone. 2FA typically involves something you know, a password, and something you have, a phone or security token, making it much harder for attackers to access your accounts. Best practices to follow. Now, let's talk strategy. Here are some best practices to keep you out of the cyber trap. Keep software updated. Always update your software and operating systems. Those updates often patch security vulnerabilities. It's like getting a new and improved lock on your door. Enable automatic updates whenever possible to ensure you're protected against the latest threats. Use strong passwords. Avoid the obvious. Combine letters, numbers, and symbols. If your password is password or 123456, we need to have a serious talk. A strong password should be at least 12 characters long and avoid common words or phrases. Consider using a passphrase, a series of random words strung together. Be wary of links and attachments. Don't click on anything suspicious. If an offer sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Remember, no Nigerian prince is going to send you millions. Verify the sender's email address and look for telltale signs of phishing, such as poor grammar or unusual requests. Back up your data. Regularly back up your important data. If ransomware strikes, you'll be able to restore your system without paying the cyber pirates. Use both local backups, like an external hard drive, and cloud backups for redundancy. Schedule backups to occur automatically so you don't forget. Educate yourself and others. Knowledge is power. Stay informed about the latest threats and share this knowledge. If you can teach Grandma to use email, you can teach her about phishing too. Follow cybersecurity blogs, attend webinars, and participate in training sessions to stay up to date. All devices, all operating systems. The digital jungle doesn't discriminate. It's out to get all of us, whether we're using Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, or even a smart toaster. Here's how to stay safe across all platforms. Windows. Use Windows Defender. Keep Windows Update active and be cautious with downloads. Windows Defender is a robust built-in antivirus solution that provides real-time protection. Regularly scan your system and enable advanced threat protection features. Mac OS. Enable the firewall. Use Gatekeeper to block apps from unknown developers and consider additional antivirus software. Mac OS is known for its security, but it's not immune to threats. Gatekeeper helps prevent malware by allowing only trusted apps to be installed. iOS, Android. Only download apps from official stores, App Store or Google Play. Check app permissions and update regularly. Mobile devices are prime targets for attackers. Review app permissions to ensure they're not accessing more data than necessary. Use mobile security apps for added protection. Smart devices, IoT. Change default passwords, update firmware, and consider setting up a separate network for smart devices. Many IoT devices come with weak default passwords that are easy to hack. Regularly check for firmware updates to patch vulnerabilities. Isolating smart devices on a separate network can prevent a compromised device from affecting your main network. In conclusion, Cybersecurity Awareness Month is the perfect time to take stock of your digital safety. Think of it as fall cleaning for your cyber life, but with fewer dust bunnies and more malware scans. Stay alert, use the right tools, and follow best practices to ensure your journey through the digital jungle is a safe one. Remember, the internet is a wonderful place when you know how to navigate it. Happy Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and may your digital travels be secure and scam-free. Next, we're going to cover cloud security, all that stuff we store in the cloud. Safeguarding your data in the digital sky. In today's digital age, cloud services have become the backbone of modern businesses and personal storage solutions. The convenience, scalability, and cost-effectiveness of cloud computing are driving its widespread adoption. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Ensuring data security in the cloud is now more critical than ever. Let's dive into the world of cloud security and explore how you can protect your data in the cloud. Why cloud security matters. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty of cloud security, let's understand why it matters. Imagine storing all your valuable possessions in a vault that you don't control. While the vault is incredibly convenient, if someone breaks into it, your valuables could be at risk. The same applies to cloud storage. The cloud offers unparalleled convenience and efficiency, but it also exposes your data to potential threats. Understanding the threat landscape. Cloud environments can be vulnerable to various security threats, including data breaches, unauthorized access to sensitive data stored in the cloud, data loss, accidental deletion, or corruption of data without a backup, account hijacking, attackers gaining control of user accounts through phishing or other means, insider threats, malicious actions by employees or contractors with access to the cloud environment, insecure APIs, vulnerabilities in cloud service APIs that can be exploited by attackers, Now that we understand the threats, let's explore the best practices for avoiding, protecting, and recovering from these potential pitfalls. Best practices for avoidance. Choose a reputable cloud service provider. Ensure your cloud service provider complies with industry standards and regulations. Look for certifications like ISO 27001, SOC 2, and GDPR compliance. Evaluate the CSP's security measures, including encryption, access controls, and threat detection. Implement strong access controls. Use multi-factor authentication for all accounts. Enforce the principle of least privilege by granting the minimum level of access necessary for users. Regularly review and update access permissions. Secure your APIs. Use secure API gateways to manage and monitor API traffic. Implement rate limiting and authentication mechanisms for APIs. Regularly test APIs for vulnerabilities using penetration testing. Best practices for protection. Encrypt your data. Encrypt data at rest and in transit using strong encryption protocols. Use key management services to manage encryption keys securely. Ensure end-to-end encryption for sensitive data. Regularly update and patch. Keep your cloud infrastructure and applications up to date with the latest security patches. Use automated tools to manage and deploy patches efficiently. Regularly audit your system to identify and fix vulnerabilities. Implement intrusion detection and prevention systems. Deploy IDPs to monitor network traffic and detect suspicious activities. Use machine learning and AI-based tools for advanced threat detection. Regularly update your IDPs with the latest threat intelligence. Best practices for recovery. Back up your data. Regularly back up your data to a secure off-site location. Use automated backup solutions to ensure consistency and reliability. Test your backup and recovery procedures periodically to ensure they work effectively. Develop an incident response plan. Create a detailed incident response plan outlining steps to take in case of a security breach. Assign roles of responsibilities to team members for efficient incident management. Conduct regular drills and simulations to prepare for potential incidents. Implement continuous monitoring. Use security information and event management systems to monitor your cloud environment continuously. Analyze logs and alerts to detect and respond to threats in real time. Regularly review and refine your monitoring processes to adapt to evolving threats. Conclusion: ensuring data security in the cloud might seem daunting, but by following these best practices, you can significantly reduce the risk and protect your valuable data. Remember, cloud security is not a one-time effort, but an ongoing process that requires constant vigilance and adaptation. Last but not least, we're going to cover the Internet of Things, all those smart devices that we use in our homes that make our life better. Navigating the challenges of the connected world. Welcome to the world of the Internet of Things, where everyday objects are connected to the Internet, communicating with each other and making our lives easier. From smart refrigerators that tell you when you're out of milk, to wearables that monitor your health, IoT devices are transforming how we live, work, and play. But with great convenience comes great responsibility, especially the responsibility to secure these devices from cyber attacks. Why IoT security matters. Imagine a world where your coffee maker, thermostat, and even your car can be hacked. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but it's a reality in our increasingly connected world. IoT devices, while incredibly convenient, often come with security vulnerabilities. These can range from weak passwords and lack of encryption to outdated software and unsecured network connections. The stakes are high. Compromised IoT devices can lead to data breaches, financial loss, and even physical harm. The growing challenge. The challenge of securing IoT devices is growing as their numbers skyrocket. According to estimates, there will be over 30 billion connected devices by 2025. Each device is a potential entry point for cybercriminals, making IoT security a critical concern for individuals, businesses, and governments alike. Let's delve into best practices for IoT security. Securing IoT devices might seem daunting, but following some best practices can significantly reduce the risk of cyber attacks. Here's how you can avoid, protect, and recover from IoT security threats. Number 1, avoidance. Preventing security issues before they arise. Research before purchase. Not all IoT devices are created equal. Before buying, research the manufacturer's reputation for security. Look for devices with regular software updates and robust security features. Secure your network. Your home or business network is the gateway to all your IoT devices. Ensure your Wi-Fi network is secured with a strong password, and encryption such as WPA3 or better is recommended. Consider setting up a separate network for your IoT devices to isolate them from your main network. Change default settings. One of the easiest ways for hackers to gain access to IoT devices is through default usernames and passwords. Always change default settings to unique, strong passwords. Disable unnecessary features. Many IoT devices come with features that you might not use, such as remote access. Disable any features that are not necessary to reduce the attack surface. Number 2, protection. Defending your devices against attacks. Regular updates. Keep the firmware and software of your IoT devices up to date. Manufacturers release updates to patch vulnerabilities and improve security. Use strong, unique passwords for each IoT device. Use strong, unique passwords that combine letters, numbers, and special characters. Consider using a password manager to keep track of them. Enable multi-factor authentication. If available, enable MFA on your IoT devices. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification, such as a code sent to your phone. Monitor your devices. Regularly check the activity of your IoT devices. Look for unusual behavior, such as unexpected changes in settings or increased network traffic, which could indicate a security breach. Number 3, recovery. Responding to and recovering from security incidents. Have a plan. Prepare a response plan for IoT security incidents. This should include steps to isolate affected devices, change passwords, and contact the manufacturer for support. Backup data. Regularly backup data from your IoT devices. In case of a security breach, having backups can help you restore your systems quickly. Reset devices. If you suspect a device has been compromised, reset it to factory settings. This can remove malware and other security threats. Stay informed. Keep up with the latest IoT security news and updates. Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field, and staying informed can help you anticipate and mitigate new threats. Conclusion: the proliferation of IoT devices offers incredible convenience and innovation, but it also introduces new security challenges. By following best practices for avoidance, protection, and recovery, you can significantly reduce the risk of cyber attacks and enjoy the benefits of a connected world safely. Stay safe, stay secure, and remember, in the world of IoT, security is not a one-time task, but an ongoing process. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and stay secure. Feel free to share your thoughts, tips, and experiences with IoT security. And that brings us to the end of the presentation, and I'll now be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. As I said, not long from now, after we finish the presentation, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. If you want to listen to it again, it'll be up there, and you can listen to it as many times as you please. You'll also find many things on my YouTube channel on many different topics. There are about 2,700 videos on my channel. So I am very busy making videos all the time. Let me get out of this, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Oh, Bob, that was great. That was a lot of information for us
Yes,
to
ma'am.
digest.
I know that.
For those in our audience, maybe we could have the lights up a little bit. And if you have a question, please just raise your hand. We have a couple of people with microphones, and we think that Bob will be able to hear your question using the microphone. So we're just kind of experimenting with that process. But please, if you have a question, we're just waiting for our microphones to be turned on.
Testing number 4. Here we go. Okay, first question. Thank you for the presentation. I've always been reluctant to use a password manager because I feel I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, and if there's a breach, then every password I have is now out or whatever. So can you speak to that, please?
Okay. Not long ago, we had a breach in LastPass, and that was the big concern. Oh my God, now they've got all my passwords. Actually, no, that's not how it works. Your password manager doesn't really give the people who need the password your password. They give them an encrypted token that represents your password. It isn't your password, and everything's totally encrypted. So even though they breached the password manager, they did not get any of the customer's passwords. All they got was some encrypted stuff. That's it.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I have a question. Enabling firewalls, how and where do I check the firewall on the computer that it's been working?
You can check it in the system itself. I don't know what operating system you use, but under security, there'll be a setting for firewall, and that will show you whether your firewall is active or not active. If you're using an antivirus program that comes with a built-in firewall, again, in your settings, you'll be able to see whether your firewall is turned on or not. Unless you've messed with it, it'll be on by default. The same will go if I know I use Windows, and in Windows, it's got a built-in firewall which is on by default. You physically have to make changes in order to turn it off.
Who's next? Surely you have some questions. We have one coming here.
Okay.
I always seem to have problems with apps. I never know which app to install. That, like the Gatekeeper, it is an app. There usually are quite a few different versions of the Gatekeeper or any of the apps out there. So how do I know which one is the right one?
Gatekeeper is actually a tool on your iOS phone that ensures that the app that you download from the store is a viable and authenticated app. That's Gatekeeper's job. On an iOS device, you download everything from, at least hopefully, from the store, not side-loaded. This is where the problem comes in, and that's whether it's an iOS device or an Android device. If you don't get the information or the app from the store, you stand a chance of infecting your phone.
Okay, we have a couple more questions here. Go ahead.
There seems to be a lot of discussion now about whether to use the default Windows antivirus versus a third party. Do you have opinion on that?
A third party, if it's a reliable antivirus, is still stronger and better and has more features than the built-in Defender. However, saying that, Defender has grown up quite a bit. When it first came out, it was one of those, well, I guess it's better than nothing, but it's not really a whole lot better. That's no longer the case. For most people, unless you go play in places where you shouldn't be playing, Defender will do a decent job of making sure your system stays safe. For those that venture where they shouldn't go, it probably is a good idea to install a reputable third-party antivirus. And the nice thing about Defender automatically shuts itself off when you install another antivirus program. And the second you remove that antivirus, it again turns itself on. So you're never left without any protection.
We have one over here. Go ahead, Mary Sue.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Thank you very much for your presentation. You've mentioned the Windows operating system and iOS. Have you any comment on Chromebook itself, the security of Chromebooks?
Yeah, Chromebook, you have one advantage. In Chromebook, if something happens, you just simply restart the system and put the operating system back on, and you're back to being safe. You cannot infect a Chromebook the same way that you do a computer or a Mac, because it has an operating system, the current one that you use, and there's a backup. And it's always, when you restore it, you're getting a clean copy of the operating system, which would wipe out any infection that might have occurred.
Very interesting. And we have another question here.
Can you comment on VPNs as a measure of security?
Yeah, VPNs are used anytime you're using public or open Wi-Fi. They protect your location and they encrypt anything and everything that you do while you're using the VPN. So if someone intercepts the information because you're on unsecured connection, they're going to get garbage, nothing that they can use. Don't go to McDonald's and do your banking. That's the wrong place to do it when you're using their Wi-Fi. That's one of those places where you should be using a VPN anytime you have to give out anything that's personal.
Opinion on CCleaner. I use it daily.
Were you able to hear that, Bob?
Yeah, I was. That's kind of, overusing because daily, I use CCleaner maybe once a month just to get rid of the garbage.
Anyone
It
else?
doesn't offer any protection?
No, it's a cleaning tool. It's not
Okay.
designed to protect. It's designed to clean up garbage that you accumulate while using your computer and going onto the internet.
And backing up to the cloud. Microsoft Windows 11 has an option to back up to the cloud. I'm also running Norton 360 that has an option to back up to the cloud. Is the data that goes, if you use that, is that data encrypted on the cloud?
It's encrypted while it goes up. It's encrypted on the cloud, and it comes back to you encrypted.
So if in the event you decide to change antivirus programs or something, whatever you backed up to their cloud is encrypted and you don't have anything to worry about.
Remember, it's only backing up data. It does not back up your operating system.
Okay,
Okay. So if you wanted to do a backup of your operating system, which means the entire hard drive, that's different than what you do when you do cloud backup, especially when you're doing the Microsoft backup to the cloud. That will back up all your settings, all of your personal information. So if you restore it, all of that comes back. But you would still wind up having to install some of the programs because they're not being backed up.
Any more questions? All right, Bob, if you will just hang in there for a little bit of a closing that I have
Yep.
so that it is recording. I would like all of you to know that we are working on a program about AI. And we're looking for a time when a speaker who has been identified will be here. It may be an evening program to accommodate his working hours. And now I want to introduce our club leaders, instructors, resident helpers, and the whiz kids who work behind the scene on the Village Bridge and Grix. So if you fall into one of those categories, please stand to be recognized. And thank you so much for all the time you give to others with their digital electronic devices. We do have some openings on our board. If you are interested, please let me know. Also, we recently put out a survey from the Computer Club. This is different from this month's Resident Satisfaction Survey, or RSS, which you're being asked to complete by Erickson and Greenspring. We will continue our Computer Club survey after the RSS is no longer valid. So they will have a deadline day. And then we will continue. If you have not responded to the link that I sent with our Computer Club survey and you still have it, go ahead and respond. Otherwise, you will find a hard copy of the survey in your cubby after the resident satisfaction survey is complete. You should know that the information that we are gathering through the Computer Club is proving very helpful as we plan activities geared to you, our members. And that's why we've done our survey. And about the RSS, the Resident Satisfaction Survey, your Computer Club has manned 4 sessions in the lab to help you and other residents complete that survey. We've had 3 of the sessions, and the last one will be on October 23 from 2 to 4 p.m. Come early to beat the crowd. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. I hope you found the information helpful as you continue your online journeys. Be safe out there. And Bob, thank you so much for all the information, for helping us with the technical part of it. It has been a pleasure to get to know you. And we will look to see if there may be some other programs that you provide through the Speakers Bureau, and we could invite you to come back with us again.
Thanks again for inviting me.
You're welcome. Let's give Bob a hand.
Marie, approximately how many people do you have in the audience?
Oh, at least 1,000.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
I'm not good at guesstimating, but 60. We have 60.
Thank you.
We have seats in our theater for 249. So we have 60, which is a good crowd.
Yep.
They all paid very good attention. I didn't see anyone fall asleep. So that's really
That's the
a real
important part.
plus.
Yep.
So thank you so much. This is very appropriate during the month of October with Halloween coming up. It is. It's kind of scary, but it was very worthwhile. And thank you. Bye. Thank you, Bob.